it's Mrs. Ferris from Wood Library, and welcome to Bedtime Stories. Bernard is here, and he's picked out some good books for us. We'll do some finger plays. We'll have something really old on the flannel board, one of the first flannel board stories I ever made. And then, well, we will finish up with our going to bed book. So let's get started. All right. Bernard picked this one, I think, because it's about a bear. This is called Lewis. It's written by Tom Lichtenheld with pictures by Julie Rowan-Zock. And it's published by Houghton, Mifflin and Company. Once again, I think the Carissimos are the first ones that I see. From day one, things have gone downhill. I've been a pillow, a hanky, and lunch for a prehistoric beast. I've been buried alive, thrown in a hurricane, and hung out to dry. I've been left to the mercy of wild animals, poked by needles, and made an accessory to a crime. I don't know if you can see what he's doing. I think he's under his little sister's bed, and he's shining a flashlight on his face so he looks really scary. And who's next to him? His bear. I've been x-rayed, milk sprayed, and mislaid. I can bear it no longer. The next time this kid squeezes me, I'm out of here. Well, no sense in running away in the rain. But as soon as little sister wraps up this party, I'm packing my bags. Meanwhile, I need to build up my strength for the getaway. Seriously, right after we do our show and tell routine, I'm history. I know. We're awesome. Okay, this is perfect. The minute that light goes out, I'm off like a dirty shirt, making like a tree and leaving. Okay, now. Come on, Lewis, you silly bear, said the boy. On second thought, a bear could do worse. So I guess he changed his mind, and Lewis isn't going to run away. Well, should we do a finger play about not one bear, or two, or three, or four, but 5? 5 bears in the bed, and the little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over, and one fell out. Can you show me how many we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4. There were 4 in the bed, and the little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over, and one fell out. How many should you show me now? 3. There were 3 in the bed, and the little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over, and one fell out. There were 2 in the bed, and the little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over, and one fell out. There was one in the bed, and the little one said, "Good night." All right, well, our next story is called The Lumberjack's Beard. Look at that big beard he's got. This is a book by Duncan Beedie, and he drew the pictures as well. And it is published by Templar Books. Now, Big Jim Hickory was a lumberjack. He lived by the forest in a little log cabin. He had burly shoulders, that means big, and a big bristly beard. Can you see him? We'll see him better in another picture. Every morning, he did his limbering up exercises. It's very important to limber up if you're a lumberjack. And after a hearty breakfast of pancakes and maple syrup, Jim slung his trusty axe over his burly shoulder and headed out into the forest. And then, chop, choppity chop, went Jim's axe. "Timber!" he would yell, and it would echo through the valley as he felled tree after tree after tree. When you chop down a tree, it's called felling the tree. After a long day of swinging, whacking, cleaving, and hacking, Jim headed back to the cabin. My goodness, look at all the trees he cut down. Those are all tree stumps. Well, that evening, when he was just about to go to bed, he heard a peck, peckety peck at the door. Jim looked down to see a small and very angry bird. "I had just built a new nest in my tree," shrieked the bird, "and you chopped it down." Well, Jim scratched his chin. And then he had an idea. "I suppose you could move into my beard," he said. "Very well, then," said the bird, and in it flew. Now, the next morning, Jim woke up earlier than usual due to the birds chirping at the crack of dawn. He did his limbering up exercises, got dressed, and ate his breakfast, with a little help from the new tenant in his beard. Jim's next job was to strip all the branches and leaves from the tree trunks and burn them in a big bonfire. Well, after a long day of chopping, snapping, burning, and crackling, Jim trudged back to his cabin for a well-earned rest. But no sooner had he put away his axe when he heard a noise at the door. Scratch, scratchity, scratch. He looked down to see a very angry porcupine. "I needed those leaves and pine needles to make a cozy shelter, but you burned them. Where am I going to live now?" snapped the porcupine. Well, Jim thought and scratched his chin. "Well," he said, "I suppose you could move into my beard." Well, he bent down and the porcupine crawled in too. The next morning, Jim woke up even earlier and attempted to do his limbering up exercises. He looked in the mirror and scratched his chin. Yow! He got porcupine quills in his fingers. He tried to eat his breakfast, but he lost his appetite when he noticed bird poop on his shirt. Well, Jim's job that day was to float all the tree trunks down the river to the lumber yard. So one by one, he rolled the logs into the fast-flowing water. Well, after a hard day of lugging and splashing and rolling and crashing, Jim staggered back to his cabin. And you know he heard somebody at the door. Thwump, thwumpity, thwump went his door. He looked down to see a very angry beaver at his doorstep. "I spent all day building my dam, and it got smashed to bits by those logs you threw into the river," he snarled. Well, without a word, Jim picked up the beaver and put it into his beard. Now, between the birds chirping the porcupines prickling, and the beavers thwumping. Well, Jim didn't get much sleep that night. He was too tired to do his limbering up exercises in the morning, and the beaver's thwumping tail knocked his pancakes all over the floor. "That's it," Jim cried. "I can't take it anymore. You all have to move out today." "But where will we live?" cried the animals. Well, as Jim scratched his chin, he had a brilliant idea. He went into his bathroom, took out a razor, and began to shave off his big, bristly beard. And then he took the hair and piled it up on the porch. And the bird, the porcupine, and the beaver all moved into their big, bristly new den. That night, Jim slept better than he had for some time. He woke up and did some particularly vigorous limbering up exercises and put on a fresh plaid shirt. And then he made an enormous tower of pancakes and maple syrup. Sounds good, doesn't it? Jim looked out the window at the bare ground where the forest used to be, and he scratched his now stubbly chin. Then he had another brilliant idea. Jim took his shovel and dug hole after hole after hole and planted tree after tree after tree. And Jim's beard, well, it grew back over time. The trees took quite a bit longer. But you know, it was worth the wait. There they are, all reading together under one of those trees. And that's the end. Now there's an old song that some of you may have heard. It's about a man who has a big beard, and his name is Michael Finnegan. And we're going to do a finger play song about it. So can you get your fingers ready? Because they're going to be, let's see which way. This way, I think, for his chin. There was an old man named Michael Finnegan. He had whiskers on his chin again. The wind blew them out, but they blew in again. Poor old Michael Finnegan. Begin again, and I'll say it right this time because they grow back in, they don't blow back in. So can you get ready? There was an old man named Michael Finnegan. He had whiskers on his chin again. The wind blew them out, but they grew in again. Poor old Michael Finnegan. Begin again. But I don't think we'll begin again because I think we're going to have another story. Let's have one about sleeping. This is called Roar of a Snore. It's by Marsha Diane Arnold with pictures by Pierre Pratt. And it is published by Dial Books for young readers. The sky was dark. The stars were bright. Each Huffle fast asleep that night. Huffle is the name of a family. That's their house. Except for Jack. Eyes open wide. He tossed and turned. He groaned and sighed. Jack heard a noise that rocked the floor. He heard a noise that shook the door. Jack heard a snore. Can you all make a snoring sound? Oh, I think you need to do it louder. Can you try louder? A mighty snore, a clamorous snore, a thundering, ear-splitting roar of a snore. Do you think he could sleep? Well, old Hound Dog Blue was sound asleep. He woofed and snuffled at Jack's feet. Wake up, old Blue, and stop that snore. Old Blue woke up, but the snore still roared. Can you snore again? So Blue and Jack went searching. Across the hall slept Mama Gwyn. Her huffs and puffs made her curlers spin. Wake up, Mama Gwyn, and stop that snore. Mama Gwyn woke up, but the snore still roared. Can you snore again? So Blue and Jack and Mama Gwyn went searching. Sweet baby Sue slept one door down. Her high-pitched snore made a whistling sound. Wake up, baby Sue, and stop that snore. Baby Sue woke up, but the snore still roared. Can you do it again? So Blue and Jack and Mama Gwyn and baby Sue went searching. Now way down the stairs in his favorite chair snored Papa Ben like a growly bear. Wake up, Papa Ben, and stop that snore. Papa Ben woke up. Do you think he was the one? Oh, the snore still roared. So, oh, did you snore again? I almost forgot. So Blue and Jack and Mama Gwyn and baby Sue and Papa Ben went searching. In the old porch swing slept the Huffle twins. Josie Joe wheezed out and Jenny Lynn wheezed in. Wake up, you two, and stop that snore. The twins woke up, but the snore still roared. So Blue and Jack and Mama Gwyn and baby Sue and Papa Ben and Josie Joe and Jenny Lynn went searching. They found their barn filled up with snores, the sheep, the goat, the cow, and more. Wake up, you critters, and stop those snores. The critters woke up. But the snore still roared. Let's all snore again. So Blue and Jack and Mama Gwyn and baby Sue and Papa Ben and Josie Joe and Jenny Lynn and sheep and goat and cow and hens went searching. Up to the loft the Huffles climbed to search together one more time. They searched the hay with drowsy eyes, and there they found a snore surprise. One lost kitten in the hay, snoring all his cares away. I'll be hornswoggled, Jack Huffle cried. His snore's 3,000 times his size. Wake up, little cat, and stop that snore. The Huffles waited. The snore still roared. I think we better do it one more time. Now let him sleep, hushed Mama Gwyn. He needs his rest. He looks done in. He's traveled far across our fields, said Papa Ben. He needs a meal. He needs a home, said baby Sue. Woof, woof, agreed old Hound Dog Blue. All Huffle eyes were fixed on Jack. Jack sighed, then grinned and looked right back. He's found a home. It's our haystack. So Jack and Blue and Mama Gwyn and baby Sue and Papa Ben and Josie Joe and Jenny Lynn and sheep and goat and cow and hens joined Little Cat and snuggled in. Each Huffle added snuffles, huffs, wheezes, whistles, grumbles, puffs. One gigantic snore sailed through the night. And at last, the Huffles all slept tight. But down the road, eyes open wide, Molly Olson tossed inside. She heard a snore. Well, those 3 books are all brand new books here at the library. I like to debut them when I know I have an audience like this, so I hope you enjoyed them. We have more, though. Let's just see how we've got time. So, let me think. Should we do the bubble gum? Can't have pajama story time without bubble gum. So, reach in your pocket. And remember, no pocket, no problem. Just pretend you have a pocket and then pull out your piece of pretend bubble gum. Take a good look at it, and if it has a wrapper on it, you want to take the wrapper off because that'd be yucky to eat, and then toss it in the trash. And then pop the gum in your mouth and chew it up until it's all nice and soft and squishy so we can do that disgusting thing with it. Okay. Okay, I think it's time. So put your hand out and 1, 2, 3, spit your gum in your hand and clap your other hand on top of it. And then now your hands are all stuck together with sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your nose. Now, if you haven't been to bedtime stories or pajama stories here at the library, you might be wondering, what am I going to do with this hand stuck to my nose? But we're going to get it off by saying the word unstick. Can you say it with me? Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your arm. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your cheek. That's not your cheek. Did you put it on your cheek or your chin? Maybe I can squeeze it up this way and get them both in one touch. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your back. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your neck. That's a new one for us, isn't it? Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on Mom or Dad. Go ahead. I'll wait. Unstick. Come on back. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your toe. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum. Time to throw it in the trash. All right, let me just check and be sure we're fine. This is a short story, but it's called One Potato. It's by Sue Porter. Here's the potato on the dish. And this is published by Mathew Price. Does anyone mind if I have the last teeny weeny potato? Asked Goat. Well, everyone minded. Everyone wanted it. Now let's be fair, said Cow. Why don't we hold a competition for it? Do you know what a competition is? A contest. Great, said Goat, jumping onto his seat. Last one to stand on a chair loses. Well, that's going to be difficult, snapped Cow, since I don't have a chair. Oh, such a pity, said Goat, who couldn't care less. But somebody has to lose. Then he said, the last one to stand on his head, he shouted. He kicked his legs up into the air. Oh, how can I do that? Hissed Goose. My neck's too wobbly. You've got a problem there, laughed Goat, as he disappeared up the hayloft ladder. The last one in the hayloft loses, he called. Oh, don't start yet, puffed Pig. I'm stuck. Oh, too late, old boy, said Goat. You lose. And then, with a great leap, he shouted, first one down wins. That's not fair, wailed Sheep. I wasn't ready, and he kicked a load of hay over onto Goat. Perfectly fair, said Goat. I win the potato. Well, everyone looked at the plate. But the potato was gone. Delicious, said a tiny voice. Now, children, let's tell Goat what we had for tea. And the 10 tiny mice all squeaked together, one potato. And that's the end of the story and the potato. Well, can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. And can you clap, clap, clap your crazies out, clap, clap, clap your crazies out, clap, clap, clap your crazies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out, stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out, stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you better stand up so you can do this part because this is the most fun part of it, I think. Can you jump, jump, jump your jiggles out, jump, jump, jump your jiggles out, jump, jump, jump your jiggles out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you yawn? Yawn your sleepies out, yawn. Yawn your sleepies out, yawn. Yawn your sleepies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. The One Potato book was an older one, but we're going to sneak in one more new one, and I picked this one for 2 reasons. This is called While We Can't Hug. It's by Eoin McLaughlin and Polly Dunbar. Polly did the pictures, and it's published by Faber books. And I like the dedication in it because it's dedicated to you. It's dedicated for all the children who can't hug the ones they love. And right now, some of us can't hug the ones we love, but not for the reason that's in this story. Hedgehog and Tortoise were the best of friends. They wanted to give each other a great big hug, but they weren't allowed to touch. Don't worry, said Owl. There are lots of ways to show someone you love them. So, Hedgehog, try to wave. Can you wave? And that made Tortoise smile. Then Tortoise made a funny face. Can you make a funny face? And that made Hedgehog laugh. Hedgehog wrote a letter, and Tortoise wrote one back. And when Tortoise did a little dance, Hedgehog joined in too. Hedgehog blew a kiss across the gap between them. And Tortoise saw it and caught it and kept it. And then sent 3 back again. Tortoise sang a song, and Hedgehog played along. Then they both painted pictures so that everyone would know that they were friends. Through rain and shine. They could not touch. They could not hug. But they both knew that they were loved. Isn't that a nice story? Yeah. So let's have our story on the flannel board. And as I said, this is an old one. I probably made it, back when I made this one, I actually typed on a typewriter the story words so I'd remember them. And I can't think of the last time I had a typewriter that I used. Well, one Monday morning, the king, the queen, and the little prince came to see me. But I wasn't home. So the little prince said, in that case, we'll come back on Tuesday. On Tuesday morning, the king, the queen, the little prince, and a knight came to visit me. But I wasn't home. So the little prince said, in that case, we'll come back on Wednesday. On Wednesday morning, the king, the queen, the little prince, the knight, and the royal guard came to visit me. But I wasn't home. So the little prince said, in that case, we shall return on Thursday. On Thursday, the king, the queen, the little prince, the knight, the royal guard, and the royal cook came to visit me. But I wasn't home. So the little prince said, in that case, we shall return on Friday. On Friday, the king, the queen, the little prince, the knight, the royal guard, the royal cook, and the royal jester came to visit me. But I wasn't home. So the little prince said, in that case, we'll come back on Saturday. On Saturday morning, have I got the right days? We've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So on Saturday morning, the king, the queen, the little prince, the knight, the royal guard, the royal cook, the royal jester, and the royal barber came to visit me. I'm not even sure where I can sneak him in. But I wasn't home. So the little prince said, in that case, we shall come back on, what day's left? Sunday. On Sunday morning, the king, the queen, the little prince, the knight, the royal guard, the royal cook, the royal jester, the royal barber, and a little dog came to visit me. And you know what? I was home. So the little prince said, we just stopped by to say hello. That story is so old that I actually made them, all of the figures are made out of paper with a little bit of felt put on the back. Now I like to do all of mine with felt. All right, well, I think it's time for our going to bed book. So, Bernard is ready. He's got his book, so let's do it. This is by Sandra Boynton, and it's published by Little Simon. Well, the sun has set not long ago. Now everybody goes below to take a bath in one big tub with soap all over, scrub, scrub, scrub. They hang their towels on the wall and find pajamas, big and small. And with some on top and some beneath, they brush and brush and brush their teeth. And when the moon is on the rise, they all go up to exercise. And then down once more, but not so fast. They're on their way to bed at last. The day is done. They say goodnight, and somebody turns off the light. The moon is high, the sea is deep, and they rock and rock and rock to sleep. And pretty soon it's going to be time for you to rock and rock and rock to sleep. So thank you for joining us for our bedtime stories tonight. Bernard and I say goodbye, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Okay? Bye-bye.